In the morning I could barely stand on my feet. My head felt like it was filled with cotton and my legs wobbled beneath me as I made my way to the bathroom. I gripped the doorframe and looked at myself in the mirror. 58 years old, and here I was dealing with the aftermath of too much wine the night before. I heard footsteps in the hallway. Soft and careful. Then I saw her through the crack in the door. My daughter Helen standing there in her pale silk pajamas, adjusting the drawstring on her shorts. She looked so much like her mother did at that age. The same gentle way of moving. The same quiet grace. She didn't know I was watching her. She moved through the bedroom collecting things. A glass of water, some aspirin from her purse, a small trash can that she placed beside the bed. Then she disappeared down the hallway toward the kitchen. I made my way back to bed and sat down heavily. My mouth was dry and my stomach felt uncertain. I was embarrassed. Helen had driven 3 hours to visit me for the weekend and I had ruined our first evening together by drinking too much at dinner. It wasn't like me, not anymore anyway, but yesterday had been hard. It was the anniversary of losing my wife Catherine. 15 years gone, and some days it felt like yesterday. Some days the missing hair just opened up like a hole in my chest. Helen came back carrying a tray. She set it down on the nightstand without saying a word. Ginger tea, toast with just a little butter the way I liked it. A banana. She'd remembered that her mother always said bananas helped with hangovers. Something about potassium. Dad, she said softly. I brought you some breakfast. I couldn't look at her. I'm sorry about last night, honey. She sat down on the edge of the bed. Don't be sorry. I understand. It was supposed to be a nice dinner. I wanted to take you somewhere special and I went and ruined it. Helen reached over and took my hand. Her fingers were warm. You didn't ruin anything. We had a lovely meal. We talked for hours. You told me stories about Mom I'd never heard before. About how she used to make you dance with her in the kitchen. About the time she convinced you to go camping even though you hate sleeping on the ground. Those were beautiful stories, Dad. I finally looked at her. Her eyes were Catherine's eyes. Kind and steady. I don't remember much after dessert. Well, you got a little sentimental. You cried a bit. You told the waiter that your wife was the love of your life and that young people today don't understand what real love is. She's my lad. He was very sweet about it actually. Said his grandparents had been married for 60 years. I groaned and put my face in my hands. Lord have mercy. Then you told me you were proud of me. You said it about 15 times. You said even though Jeff and I got divorced you were proud of how I handled it. How I kept working and raised the boys and never got bitter. Her voice got quieter. That meant a lot to me, Dad. Even if you were 3 sheets to the wind when you said it. I squeezed her hand. I meant every word. I am proud of you. Your mother would be too. We sat there for a moment in the soft morning light coming through the curtains. The bedroom was quiet except for the sound of birds outside the window. Catherine had loved those birds. She used to sit right here with her coffee every morning and watch them. Drink your tea, Helen said. And eat something. You'll feel better. I sipped the tea. It was perfect. Not too hot. Sweet enough but not too sweet. You take such good care of me. Someone has to. She stood up and smoothed her pajamas. Besides, you took care of me my whole life. Remember when I had mono in college? You drove up every weekend for a month bringing me soup and clean laundry. You sat in that tiny dorm room and watched terrible movies with me. That was different. You were sick. And your routine. That's a kind of sick too. I looked at my daughter standing there in the morning light. When had she become so wise? When had she learned to see right through me to the tender places I tried to hide? I miss her, Helen. God, I miss her every single day. I know you do, Daddy. I miss her too. Some days are harder than others. Yesterday was hard. Helen nodded. I should have realized. I should have suggested we stay in. Have a quiet dinner here. No, I needed to get out. I needed to be with you. I just overdid it with the wine. We all need something to lean on sometimes. Wine. Memories. Each other. She picked up the tray. I'm going to make myself some coffee. You rest for a bit. When you're feeling up to it we can take a walk. Or just sit on the porch. Whatever you want. After she left I lay back against the pillows. The room spun slightly then settled. I ate the toast slowly. Sipped more tea. Through the open door I could hear Helen moving around the kitchen. The familiar sounds of cabinet doors opening and closing. Water running. The coffee maker gurgling to life. These were the sounds of love. Not grand gestures or dramatic moments. Just the quiet, steady presence of someone who cares. Someone who shows up. Someone who brings you tea and toast when you've made a fool of yourself. Someone who sits with you in your grief without trying to fix it or rush you through it. Catherine had been that kind of love. She'd stayed with me through job losses and health scares and the death of my parents. She'd held my hand through it all. Never judging, never leaving, just being there, solid and sure. And now Helen was carrying that same love forward. Teaching me that even at 58 I could still be taken care of. That I didn't always have to be the strong one. That it was okay to fall apart sometimes as long as you had people to help put you back together. I got up slowly and made my way to the kitchen. Helen was sitting at the table with her coffee looking out the window at the backyard. The morning sun lit up her hair. Feeling better, she asked. Getting there, good, because I was thinking we could plant some flowers today. In Mom's garden. She always said October was a good time for bulbs. I felt my throat tighten. She did say that, didn't she? Daffodils. She loved daffodils. We could plant some for next spring. I sat down across from my daughter and reached for her hand again. That sounds perfect, honey. Just perfect. And it was. Because this is what love looks like. Not perfect dinners or perfect behavior. But showing up. Being gentle with each other's broken places. Planting flowers for a future we'll share. Together. Taking care of each other. One quiet morning at a time.